I have read a lot of books, a lot of books. As a former librarian for a couple of decades, I've read hundreds, if not thousands of books. And I love to help women who are in transition. So if you are in a space where you're transitioning, you're an ambitious woman, but maybe you're feeling like you're lost or stuck, you need to put up some boundaries and you want more abundance, this video is for you because I'm going to share some books that I think are powerfully helpful for you to reset, to realign, to reimagine yourself, and to rise. Are you ready? Let's go. Books have played a huge role in my life from when I first decided to be a librarian back in the 1990s up until now. I've read so many books that I have to share with other people, and that's what this list is about. It's helped me figure out who I am, figure out what I believe in, help me set my core values, create a vision for myself, and even SMART goals. It has helped me create a new mindset. So this growth or awakened mindset, it's helped me figure out what my core values are, and it's helped me level up my life. It's changed every aspect just from reading books. And I love to share the books that I read with people just like you. This isn't just a list of books. It's a set of powerful tools that will help you change your perspective and help you take action towards that life of abundance that you want now. And today I'm going to break them down into categories. We have mindset, wealth, confidence, and spiritual growth. You can find the perfect one for your journey. All right, I got my notes right here. Let's start with the first, which is personal growth and mindset transformation. The power of your subconscious mind. Oh my goodness, this book reveals how our subconscious thoughts shape our reality and how we can reprogram them for success. An interesting fact, the author was a minister and believed faith was directly connected to our subconscious mind. Who would have thought it? And the quote for you, change your thoughts and change your reality. Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. He translates ancient monk wisdom into practical, thank goodness, modern strategies for mindfulness, purpose, and fulfillment. Shetty spent 3 years as a monk before bringing these lessons into the mainstream. 3 years. He says, your identity is a mirror covered with dust. When you first look in the mirror, the truth of who you are and what you valued is obscured. Here's a book that I have used in my coaching as well as when I own my yoga studio, The 4 Agreements. Don Miguel Ruiz wrote this simple yet powerful and profound guide to help you find personal freedom and happiness through his 4 core principles. This book is based on ancient Toltec wisdom that focuses on self-liberation. The quote for you from the book, be impeccable with your word, speak with integrity, say only what you mean. That's one of the 4 agreements. The Magic of Surrender by Knut Blackson. Before I get into the story of the story, I have my own story. When I owned a yoga studio, it was a boutique storefront studio. I didn't lock the door this one day, and it was an evening class. For whatever reason, the mail carrier came in and dropped a package for me on the bench. And I was like, what could this be? So when there was a little break in between classes, I went to go get this package. I opened it up, and it was the book. It had a note in it, and it said, we've been watching you. You've been doing great things, and we wanted to share this book with you. What? I don't know how they picked me, but they picked me to send the book. I couldn't believe it. It changed my life. I read the book several times. I even done book discussions and shared it with other people. And I think that it's changed your lives too. So let me tell you a little bit more about it. Knut Blackson teaches that embracing surrender leads to abundance and peace rather than resisting life's changes. He explains that true freedom comes from letting go rather than holding on. Here's a quote for you. You can't receive life's gifts when your hands are full of expectations. All right, here's the next section. It's about wealth, abundance, and financial freedom. Your money or your life. This is a groundbreaking approach to financial independence that values time over money. And it actually spurred the FIRE movement, which is financial independence, retire early. Money is something we choose to trade our life energy for. You Are Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. She breaks down how mindset and confidence play a critical role in financial success. She went from struggling, living in a garage, to becoming a multimillionaire coach. She studied all these people and wrote it in a way that made it fun and exciting and practical. So I highly recommend this book. It's the green book, as we call it. Here's a quote for you. Your thoughts and beliefs dictate your financial reality. So of course, you know this one was going to be there. Think and Grow Rich. Duh. It's one of the premier books about personal development. It outlines successful principles after studying many millionaires. It was written in the Great Depression, and it's still relevant today. Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. The Abundance Code explores myths about money and abundance and how to unlock true wealth by changing your perspective. The book is based on extensive interviews with successful individuals, kind of like Think and Grow Rich. A Abundance is not something we acquire, it's something we tune into. Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. I just read this book and wow, it has changed my whole perspective. This book challenges the idea of saving endlessly, encourages spending money on meaningful experiences while you're young or young at heart or young enough. It emphasizes using money to create memories instead of just security. Here's a quote for you. Invest in experiences while you have the health and energy to enjoy them. All right, the next category for you. Confidence, boundaries, and feminine power. Set boundaries, find peace. This is all about how to set boundaries, powerful boundaries, not porous boundaries that are good for your mental, physical, and emotional well-being. It's written by a licensed therapist who says that no, the word no, is self-care. The quote for you, you get to decide what is and isn't allowed in your life. Let Your Fears Make You Fierce by Koya Webb. It encourages women to transform their lives from fear into empowerment and personal growth. Koya Webb shares some personal stories, some yoga, some affirmations, some journaling, and so much more in this powerful book. Fear is not meant to stop you, it is meant to fuel you. Woman Evolved by Sarah Jakes Roberts. It helps women move past their mistakes and step into their own purpose with confidence. This book is so cool because she draws on the story of Eve and how to reframe it into personal growth. And here's a quote for you. Your past is not your prison, it's your lesson. The Audacity to Be Queen by Gina DeVee. She says, women, step into your power and own your worth unapologetically with audacity. It's a blend of spiritual wisdom and real life advice for living like royalty. And here's a quote for you. You are the queen of your own life. Rule accordingly. Vibrate Higher Daily by Layla Delia. I bought this book during the pandemic after a friend told me, you need to read this book. And I was like, okay. I bought it. I sat it down by my bedside table and I was having a hard time. It was February, I want to say 2022. And I felt like I was in a fog. I started reading this book and she has these metaphorical terrains, and one of them, or in weather conditions, and one of them was the fog. And I was like, oh my gosh. As I read this book, I cried and cried and cried. But it's all about attracting more abundance and shifting your mindset and habits. She emphasizes the power of frequency and spiritual alignment. I don't know why I did that, but I had to do that. And here's a quote for you. Your vibe is your currency. Spend it wisely. So when you read this book, it's going to change your mindset. A few more. Here we go. You ready? Spiritual and Lifestyle Shifts, Revolution of the Soul by Sean Corn. It's an honest, raw book about spirituality, personal growth, and finding true alignment. Sean Corn shares her personal struggles with addiction and how she overcame them through yoga and through her spiritual walk. It talks a little bit about the yamas and niyamas, the 8 limbs. I've used this book in my yoga teacher training. I love it. I hope you love it too. And last but not least, my favorite book, The Yamas and Niyamas by Deborah Adele. I love this book. Actually, the Path to the Awakened Woman framework is based on the Yamas and Niyamas. You'll have to check it out. Anyway, this takes the ancient yoga wisdom and blends it into a modern spin on how to live ethically and morally. I love this book. I think it will be impactful for you, and you can check out my framework too. And here's a quote for you. True wisdom comes not from indulgence, but from discipline. These books have been life-changing for me, and I believe they will be life-changing for you too. Now I want to hear from you, of course. Have you read any of these books? Which one is your favorite? Which one do you want to read now because of what I shared with you? You got to drop it in the comments below and share it with somebody else. Maybe make a book discussion. Which one stands out for you? Which one has been on your list and you're like, you know what, I'm going to read it now because Dawn just talked about it. Let me know in the comments below. Maybe you can even start a book club based on this list of books. Wouldn't that be powerful? If you haven't subscribed already, it's time to do so. I'm going to talk more about books, more about transition, more about rising, realigning your life so you can feel happy, whole, and free. Until next time.